Hi, I'm Steve Dudash at IHT Wealth Management. Welcome to this week's Wealthcast. So this week we're going to celebrate a little bit of an anniversary. Kind of a bad anniversary, but whatever. 8 years ago, 8 years and a couple weeks ago, was the all-time bottom of the '08 crash. So February of 2009 is when the markets actually bottomed out. And since then, for the last 8 years, they've been up. And there's been bumps along the ways, but for the most part, they've been up. And why I'm saying this, or it came to light to me, is I sat with some professional athletes this week, and it dawned on me that in their adult lives, they have yet to see what a normal negative return market cycle is. And there's a lot of advisors who have gotten started in our industry in the last 8 years who haven't seen what a normal negative cycle down year looks like. So I thought it was important to point out with a real example of what that is, and then to show you the pitfalls that you got to avoid. So let's just pretend you're dealing with $1 million portfolio for round numbers. And it's all in stocks or ETFs, mutual funds that are stock-based, but all market-based portfolio. $1 million portfolio in a normal bad year, 1 year from now, could be at $750,000, which means you need to be comfortable, if you're in that type of portfolio, with that level of a swing. Because the classic example, the number one mistake investors make out there is they're in a portfolio, and we're all happy when it goes up, but they're in something that they're not comfortable with when the normal down cycle happens for that range of portfolio. And therefore, markets go down 25%, it's beyond their comfort level, they freak out, they go to cash, they wait for the markets to go back up, and they buy back in. That is the biggest mistake that people make in our industry, or in investing, and which you have to avoid. So you need to be realistic about what you're in, and who you are today. Not who you were 10 years ago or 15 years ago or whatever when you bought into that portfolio, but who you are today. So if you bought into a very aggressive portfolio 10 years ago and you were comfortable with the swings, that's fine. But are you still comfortable with that level of swings today? If not, now's the time you need to start tweaking it, changing it. If you are, then great. Continue to ride it out, but then remind yourself every few years to ask that same question. Could I handle what a normal swing is? Do I know what a normal swing looks like? Because again, it's been 8 years since people have seen it. And if you have questions on that, ask us or whoever you work with. But this is my portfolio. This is what the normal swings should look like. Can I stomach that? If so, great. If not, this is when you make the moves and make the changes, when the markets are up at sky highs right now. So your homework assignment is to go home, look at your portfolio, ask yourself if you know what a realistic downside year is in that portfolio. If you don't, ask someone who can tell you. And if you do, can you stomach that swing? And if it's yes, great. And if it's no, it's time you talk to someone and maybe make those changes. So if you have questions, at IHT Wealth is our Twitter, IHTwealthmanagement.com is our email, our website, and email is steven.dudash@IHTWM.com. And we wrote an article about this in Forbes 6 months ago. We wrote another article just a couple days ago that we're posted in Forbes, and it'll be on this link here somewhere if you want to click on that and maybe help reiterate what I'm talking about beyond just a couple minute video. So hope you have a nice weekend, and we'll talk down the road. Take care.